Subscribe to the channel, press the bell, and stay informed of everything that happens in the Super Bowl. Oklahoma vs. Nebraska score, takeaways, number 6 Sooners dominate Huskers, score most points against rival. The Huskers failed to impress in the first game of the post-Scott Frost era on Saturday. Number 6 Oklahoma handed Nebraska one of the worst losses in its program history on Saturday with a 49-14 decision at Memorial Stadium in Lincoln, Nebraska. The 49 points marked the most scored by the Sooners against the Cornhuskers in the 88 meetings between these two programs. Nebraska got on the board early with an impressive scripted drive, but the effort devolved into an embarrassment from there. The Sooners nabbed a 49-7 lead with 9 minutes remaining in the third quarter and cruised to victory, while the Cornhuskers did not score a single point until 3 minutes remaining in garbage time. Sooners quarterback Dillon Gabriel played well in his first start against a Power 5 opponent in 2022. Gabriel scampered for a career-long 61-yard touchdown to get the offense going and added 230 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns. However, the rushing game took over with more than 300 yards, 113 of which came from running back Eric Gray, who had 2 scores on just 11 carries. Nebraska quarterback Casey Thompson threw for 129 yards and a touchdown, while Trey Palmer added 10 catches for 92 yards and a score. However, a porous offensive line allowed the Sooners to get 4 sacks off Thompson and produced just 2.8 yards per carry for starting running back Anthony Grant. For Oklahoma, a major statement. Oklahoma played well in its first 2 games against UTEP and Kent State, but the first half against Nebraska was perfect football. The Sooners posted 355 yards on 8.1 yards per play and held the Cornhuskers to 3.4 yards per play. The defensive line held Nebraska underwater and made Thompson's life a living hell. There was hope when Venables took over the program that the Sooners could recapture some of the physicality that characterized its older teams. This win over Nebraska might not be as meaningful as it would normally, but the level of dominance and execution was a clear shift from the 23-16 matchup between these teams last season. In a season where many of the top national contenders have looked flawed, Oklahoma has itself an opening statement. The Sooners should move right into the national conversation after eviscerating a Big Ten opponent on the road. For Nebraska, total embarrassment. Any hope that the end of the Scott Frost era would quickly lead to a jump in competence was quickly vanquished against a bitter rival. The opening scripted drive spread the ball around, but after a few quarterback hits, the body language quickly fell. Nebraska's defense looked shaken after allowing the long touchdown to Gabriel early in the game and struggled to regain any mojo. The receivers played with little trust in their quarterback play. After taking a punch, Nebraska wobbled. Oklahoma had never scored more than 48 points against the Cornhuskers, but the Sooners reached that mark early in the third quarter. The 35-point margin of victory is the widest since 1990, a streak of 16 games. It was tragic in Lincoln on every level. Welcome to the party, Jaren Kanak. In the second quarter, leading Oklahoma tackler Deshaun White was ejected following a targeting penalty. Venables inserted freshman Jaren Kanak, the lone recruit, to follow him from Clemson to Norman. Expectations were high for the former 4-star, but his performance down the stretch was off the charts. Kanak led the Sooners with 10 tackles in less than half a game, and he caused major issues for Nebraska's protections. He was only credited with 1 quarterback hurry, but Kanak was around the ball on several occasions. Oklahoma had been looking for a star to fill in its cheetah position at linebacker. White is a serious player, but Kanak is the future at the position. Subscribe to the channel and receive the main news about NFL.